Hi, at TiEcon 2014 here at Santa Clara Convention Center, we have Mark from Zeta Ventures. He's a founder, and it's wonderful talking to you, sir. Thanks for taking out time. Tell us a little about what brings you to TiEcon 2014.
Ty was clairvoyant enough to have a full-day session about data and analytics, and that shows just what a worldwide phenomenon it is and how important Ty is to the process, and that's what brought me here.
And is this your first time at TI?
Oh no, I've been here for many, many years. This is the greatest entrepreneurial conference that there is.
So you have a venture capital firm. When did you start that?
Last November. I've been in the venture capital industry now for almost 25 years, but decided to start a new fund totally dedicated to the idea of data and analytics being the next big wave of computing.
What made you do that? Why did you pick this particular?
Well, if you go back 25 years ago, it was hardware. That was the start of the software era. Software was made it on top of hardware, made it programmable, and by doing that, we entered into the software era. Software is everywhere. So now here we are 25 years later, we have a software economy, but with melding data together with that, we'll be creating the data economy. I think we'll look back 25 years from now and realize we've created the data economy over the last 2 decades. So this is clearly a great area for investment, but it's particularly a great area to have a focused fund only investing in that change.
So in all these 25 years, how have you seen this change? What has been evolving, and how did the whole thing change?
Well, we went 25 years ago, of course. We started with the software era. We went to client server. Client server became the internet. The internet, of course, has now pervaded everything as the core backbone of computing, and then that led to cloud computing. So now that we have cloud computing, we can analyze everything, we can bring the data in, and we can crunch it, and we can figure out trends that we could never have figured out before, and predict the future, not just look backwards.
So what is your predicament for the future? How do you see the new emerging trends? What do you see in the future?
I think that basically we're going to see the mating of data so that people can not just have software, but you can have cognitive learning systems. You know, you show here, I know your keynote this morning included the directors of Watson, IBM Watson. Watson is the first instantation of how we're going to mine this data and be able to do learning from it, and therefore be able to do things much smarter than we could ever do before.
And what do you think are going to be the biggest issues, biggest challenges in this path?
Well, it's going to be a huge changeover. So it's going to be companies just rethinking their cultures, rethinking about how they bring data scientists in, rethinking about how they restructure to set up chief analytics officers, rethinking their investment. I think that will be the big change. But the thing that is wonderful about it is that analytics is everywhere. It's domain experience. It is also out of universities. And so we're going to see there are companies that we're investing in around the world, some coming to the United States, some staying where they are. You'll see great pockets of renaissance in countries in Asia that are going to create the next wave of analytics investments. We're going to see a worldwide economy come out of this.
So heading a venture capital firm, I'm sure you must be getting a lot of applications, a lot of new startups to look out for. How do you pick the one? I mean, what do you look out for?
Well, you look for markets first. You look for ways that people can disrupt the current players that are there and come up with a very meaningful solution. You look at the mating of the product to the market need. You look that it actually solves a problem rather than is nice to have. And of course you look at the team in terms of the team's ability to execute on that.
That's good. And any tips or advice for young budding entrepreneurs?
This is the greatest time in the world to start a company. You have basically very accessible tools that are very inexpensive. You can start, you can build a product, get an early product together, come look for funding, and build the future.
Thank you so much for sharing all that with us. It was wonderful talking to you, sir.
Arcana, my pleasure. Thank you.